Y'all remember the Summer of Love and the Kyle Rittenhouse riots and everything like that? You know, those professional paid people to come in there, you know, George Soros funded individuals. And also, do y'all remember the January 6th folks, you know, the feds? So this crowd could be a combination of George Soros funded individuals and feds. Yeah, you heard me say in the beginning. I know I got y'all ears up. Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, and I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. If you like the content that I put out, make sure you hit this right here so this content can continuously be recommended to you. And also follow me on all the platforms you see listed up here and down there, all right? Appreciate it. Any products you may or may not see listed throughout this video are all products that I use for content creation, yada, peanut butter. All right, folks, so we all have been hearing about the things that's been going on in Columbia and UCLA, and we know that a lot of these people that are pretty much down here protesting, you got both sides, folks. You got the Israel people for Israel, against Israel. You got people for Palestine, against Palestine. One thing that should be clear is that nobody down there should be against. No. Nobody should be against America, for one, because you're doing it on our soil. Nobody should be pro-Hamas. That's clear. But so much stuff is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard for me to say, is this serving as a distraction? But y'all know how I do before I get a lot of my thoughts out, because I don't want to spoil what I'm thinking. I want you guys to draw some of your opinions and your conclusions based off of this video.
Students at the University of North Carolina were singing the national anthem as they raised the American flag again. Anti-Israel protesters had taken it down and replaced it with a Palestinian flag. Fox News correspondent CB Cotton is at Columbia University. CB.
Hi, Harris. Well, New York City Mayor Eric Adams using some of the harshest language yet to describe the ongoing protests, which have erupted across the country in response to those who say, hey, these are just students protesting here at Columbia. He says there were outside agitators who influenced and co-opted the entire operation. Take a look. Columbia issued a shelter in place for students just before 8:30 local time last night, and the mass arrest began about an hour later. Droves of officers in riot gear entered the campus and moved past makeshift barricades created by those student protesters. The students were taken into custody with zip ties and led out to correctional buses. The NYPD says in the days leading up to the overnight chaos, even as Columbia locked down access, people still got onto campus who should not have been.
Last week, there was the wife of somebody who had been convicted for material support to terrorism on campus, and we have no evidence of any criminal wrongdoing on her part. But that's not somebody who I would want necessarily influencing my child if I were a parent of somebody at Columbia.
Columbia leadership asking for the NYPD's help, writing in part, quote, we believe that while the group who broke into the building includes students, it is led by individuals who are not affiliated with the university. The individuals who have occupied Hamilton Hall have vandalized university property and are trespassing.
As per City College to leave the campus. If you refuse to leave, you may be placed under arrest.
And just before midnight, this was the scene at another campus where anti-Israel protesters over at City College of New York set off flares before officers moved in to clear out an encampment there. Harris, arrest totals are still being finalized between both campuses, but we're told it's going to be nearly 300 people who were taken into custody. Columbia says the students who occupied Hamilton Hall face expulsion. Back to you.
Wow, that's going to be a career disruptor for those who are seniors. Thank you. Universities can no longer ignore the truth. You and I have been focused on it on this program from the very first tents that popped up for the protesters and lawbreakers among them, the Occupy College campuses. University of Texas is now saying of the nearly 80 protesters arrested there earlier this week, more than half of them had no connection to the school. The New York Police Department released this video of one of those, what they call professional agitators at Columbia University.
Israel is a terrorist! They're trying to document them being...
A woman widely identified as the nation's best-known protest consultant. She was instructing the anti-Israel mob as they took over Columbia's Hamilton Hall. That's the same building officers took back last night. They crawled in through a window to go get them. A lot of it you could see. Just watch it live. Here's New York City Mayor Eric Adams today.
This is a global problem. Young people are being influenced by those who are professionals at radicalizing our children. And I'm not going to allow that to happen. We knew and we saw that there were those who were never concerned about free speech. They were concerned about chaos. It was about external actors hijacking peaceful protests and influence students to escalate. There's nothing peaceful about barricading buildings, destroying property, or dismantling security cameras.
In focus now, Noah Letterman, freshman at Columbia University. Noah, I understand you witnessed the people who took over Hamilton Hall. Tell us what happened.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I was on campus until 5 a.m. The night of the takeover and siege of Hamilton Hall, and I'll say that it was one of the most terrifying nights of my life, and certainly of this year.
So what exactly did they do? And you just probably could hear, I would imagine you could hear Mayor Eric Adams of New York City saying there were agitators and people who came in from outside the campus, that they weren't all students. What did you see?
So I had gotten back from a dinner earlier that night, and I was walking in the park towards south on Broadway when I got alerts on my phone saying that Hamilton Hall had been taken over. So I went to campus to go see what was going on, and I saw students climbing through windows from the street into campus because the gates were locked down. I saw students taking over the building. I saw students climbing in windows and creating sort of a rope pulley system to get other things, food items into the building.
Wow. Did you get the sense that most of them were students, or did you see some people that you thought, no, they don't belong on campus?
I honestly have no idea how many were students and how many were not students. I have to believe that the majority were students, the vast majority were students, because it is so hard to get on campus right now. It's difficult even for students to get on campus. Oftentimes, I'm given a hard time when I show my ID. It's a very difficult process to get on campus.
One last question about that, and we'll move on to the next. You know, from the moment the tents went up, they seem to have some uniformity about them, even in other places where we'd see tents popping up on other campuses. Was there ever any discussion that you're aware of that maybe there was some money flowing to make some of this happen?
I've heard discussion, none of it necessarily substantial, but I've heard discussion that it's all coming from SJP, even though SJP has been disbanded. That they're receiving their money from international or national organizations.
Wow. Okay. The New York Post cover says Columbia should get a failing grade for how it's handled all of this. One editorial board points out the difference in tactics that we are watching. They call it a tale of three universities. Northwestern appeases its protesters. Florida enforces the rules. Columbia is a mess. Well, and they needed so much help. Hundreds of police officers from different precincts all over to try to break up what was going on at that building on Columbia last night. Another piece from them as well says America's new mob rule, the left increasingly resorts to fomenting disorder to get in its way. The New York Post is asking where, and this is their language, where the hell are the parents of those deluded Columbia students chanting about attacking Jews? Former Education Secretary Bill Bennett was on the program yesterday with me, and he called out university leaders.
Act as if you are in charge. It is your university. You don't have to negotiate with them about what investments to make. That's not their job. That's not your job to meet that demand. This is, I'm afraid, the legacy of many years of neglecting what was going on in our universities.
You know, there has been a buildup to this, Noah, and what I love and appreciate about talking to you is that you're just starting your career as a college student. So all of this is new to you. What are your impressions as you show up? I'm sure this wasn't in the admissions pamphlet that they were having some problems.
Certainly not. I'll say that this has been a year unlike any other, and that I don't see how I can continue my next 3 years here without thinking about this. And I've seen so much of the student body either just be purely apathetic or even be on the wrong side. And I just don't know how I can move past that and live a normal college life.
Will you move? Will you go to a different school?
No, absolutely not. I think that to move would be to let those who are trying to force terror and fear into the student body to win, and I don't believe in that.
Listen to you, a freshman and already wise. I pray that you stay safe and all of those who are under threat at your university. No, thank you very much.
See what I'm saying? Stuff just don't add up. Paid professionals are coming down there, which we already knew they existed. George Floyd, Kyle Rittenhouse, Breonna Taylor. We all know that, look, let's just be real. Y'all can call it conspiracy all you want to. George Soros is a person that funds folks to get organized and cause chaos. When you have a bunch of people down there that are not even students, they go down there and they actually incite and influence people to get violent. Come on now. Feds did it on January the 6th. Come on, let's keep it real. Y'all didn't see the footage? Now, again, before y'all get on, no. Anybody that was there during January 6th that got out of pocket, breaking windows, breaking into the Capitol in there, I get it. As an adult, you should know better. I get all that. But don't act like the feds weren't there. Don't act like they weren't there instigating stuff. We know for a fact that they were there. And then also, once they got into the White House, let me ask y'all, who became violent? Not the White House. Y'all know what I meant. Once they got to the Capitol, who became violent? Yeah, I rest my case. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe this, George Soros is an evil, masterminded individual who is what we call, you know, like when we say things like they cause this, they do this. George Soros is a part of the they. Okay, he's a mastermind of chaos. Don't believe me. Call it conspiracy all you want to. Go and look the stuff up. This is what he does. But at the same time, let's not get distracted, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not forget that still inflation is here. Let's not forget that we're in a really bad economy right now. Let's not forget about the gas prices right now. Huh? Let's not forget that everybody that's in the middle class and below seem to be doing not too well right now. Huh? Let's not get distracted by that. Why is America starting to look like a third world country right now? Oh, Ty, this is what I get asked. Ty, our country's turning into a third world country. No, we're not. No, we're not. Don't believe that, folks. Listen to me what I'm trying to tell you. Do not believe that. We're turning into a third world country. No, we're not. That's in a city. That's one city. That's not all America. It's not all America. Just like when they show you crimes happening. Those are in those particular cities. That's not all America. Now, Mayor Eric Adams made a comment saying, we are not going to end up looking like the country that they want us to be. Sir, you invited them there. Hence the illegals. What do you mean? You literally are encouraging them to come and do stuff like that. When you don't even have the backs of your own police officers that were beat up by illegals, and now you allowing these illegals to come in and y'all giving them money and making sure they have money to go eat at the places that they like to eat at that suits their culture, when you won't even take care of our own veterans and our own American citizens in New York. What are we talking about? You encourage it. So don't try to sit there and flip the script and act like you really care about what we're not going to turn into a bull crap. You're already that, New York. Mayor Eric Adams. Come on now. We talking about here. But anyway, folks, the whole point of all this, again, is I don't want you to lose focus of what's ahead. This is not all America. This is Columbia. This is UCLA, and it might happen in a few other places. But you don't, like, for example, show what happens when they try it in Florida. They won't show you that because we have positive outcomes. Here in Florida, there's positive outcomes. They shut the stuff down. The minute you try to organize, those police are on. They are on it. Do y'all know how many cases that the dang on Florida police them are busting up with human trafficking almost daily? But it's not being shown. Why? They don't want to show you that they're going to work. They don't want to show you that they're out there doing their thing. They don't want to show you that the thing that Trump put in place for this big old huge sex trafficking ring to be busted up left and right. They don't want to show you that. They don't want to show you the positivity. Oh, America's go. Look what's going on. Quit letting them distract you with their attention. We got to, y'all, come on now. We know half the dang old students that's there on those college universities don't know a good goddamn thing about why they are pro-Israel or why they are I want to say pro-Hamas because pretty much a lot of them don't even know that's what they are. But none of them don't even know why they're pro-Palestine. Don't believe me. Go and look up some of the videos all over Google with them asking a bunch of students, why do you support Palestine? Because they need to free them. What do you mean? Based on what? They don't even know what they're doing. These dumb kids are so easily manipulated. They are nothing more than a bunch of pawns who are instantly manipulated based off of stimulus and what's trending. That's what they're used to, being in these phones all day and laughing and all this, looking at TikTok videos and all this and shorts and all this all day long, jumping on board with the latest trend. They can, in this job, this is a mastermind plan by them. They can easily influence these young people whose brains aren't fully developed yet. They can easily influence them to go and do these things like these protests and don't even know what they're protesting for, but it just is trending right now. So they go along with the trend. They already been pre-programmed to do it. Ty, it's not that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It could not be me. It can, y'all, we have people blocking these pro-Palestine folks was blocking regular students from going to the class like I would have deboed y'all out the way. I'd have got down in a 3-point stance and said, y'all, I'm coming through y'all. I was on a scholarship, but still, I'm earning my scholarship. I'm not going to, I get it. This is some of y'all, not me. I'm different. I'm not going to sit there on my phone. Look, I can't even walk through them. Look at these girls and these rinky-dinky puny guys right here. They won't even let me walk through. Look, dude, I am going to get in the 3-point stance, and whoever's in the way, you're getting ran over. That's what I'm going to do. Ty, you wouldn't. Y'all, come on. Y'all, I swear, y'all good. Y'all really act like y'all know me. It can't be me. This is the issue that I have with a lot of you that claim that you are patriots and you love America. Y'all don't know how to fight. Y'all scared. Y'all talk. We the patriots will rise up. Look, they proving that y'all ain't going to do nothing. Now, I know some fights and all that broke out because some people just was done. I get that. I'm not talking to y'all. I understand that a lot of y'all were sitting there during the raising of the flag and everything when they were trying to come for the flag. Y'all stood there chanting USA. Very awesome, very patriotic. But at the same time, if they were to try to push y'all buttons, what would y'all have done? Look at them hitting us. Oh, look at them. Man, I'm defending myself. I'm just saying. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what y'all think about all this. Do you think it's just a big, huge distraction? Do you know who George Soros is? If not, have you researched him? You should research him. You really should. The king and mastermind evilness of chaos. I'm telling you, he pays people to do this. Don't believe me? You can look up the fall of cabal and different things like that. And there are people all over the world in different countries that are pissed off and saying they want George Soros dead because he didn't pay them for what he had them do. Don't believe me. Don't look. Who tells y'all don't believe me? Go and look it up. You just go and look it up. You don't even know. Go and look it up then. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button before y'all get out of here if y'all enjoy the content that I put out and you want to see more of the content. Also, YouTube told me some of y'all don't have your notifications turned on in your phone. I didn't know that you have to go into your phone settings and go to YouTube and turn on the notifications. And that's why some of you are not being notified. As far as the computer go, once you click the bell notification and you click all notifications, you should be notified. That's it. All right. I want to see what you guys have to say on this one. All right. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.